So we've got the wood bleaching layer and its layer set. Um, if we wanted to, if we wanted to keep the actual wood bleaching layer up at the top, what we would do is open up the door, the stone facade layer mask, and right here, go over to channels, select this, get that as a selection, and then turn that into the layer mask for that layer set. And there's one other thing that we have to take care of when we're doing this. So make sure we knock out the side stones as well. Make sure that they're not actually in right there. And then what we would do here is start painting away. Voila. But don't worry, there's a lot more to it. It's going to get prettier. Oh, and finally, there is this little nugget right up here to get. But so that would be in the, you'd find that little piece right here. If I control select the layer mask, you can see that I've knocked this area out. So what I would do again is come over here to channels, show this, and select that with the magic wand. Come up here to the wood bleaching layer mask, and then just Alt or Control backspace. Excellent. However, there's another way to do this. If we didn't have to have, for whatever reason, just in the way you like to organize your layers, if we didn't have to have this wood bleaching up at the top, we could have it right down here with wood. So we could keep all the wood components together. Alright, and I'd open up the wood layer set and just drag this one right onto it. This we could rename to bleaching. And just entirely do away with that layer set. Because now that it's at the bottom, there's already so many things on top of it that it doesn't matter if it's there or not. So you're probably looking at this and wondering, oh my god, why is he doing that? That looks miserable. We're not done. Fear not. Now we're going to mess with more blending modes. And again, to make sure that I keep my undo queue full of all the good stuff and not changing mundane things like blending modes, I will change the blending mode through the actual layer style and not doing it in this little widget right here. So I'll go down, pushing the keyboard down each time I do this. Go right there to overlay. Now we're going to do a few more things in the layer style, and what I'm going to introduce real soon is this blend if right down here. I don't know how many of you have used Photoshop. Maybe you've used it for a while and never got what's going on here. Well, that's what this chapter is about. We're going to take care of that here. So first, before I do that, I'm just going to turn this opacity down a little bit because there we go. It's a little bit more mute. Okay, that fits in better. Okay, so a quick lesson in blend if. So before I start changing these around, it's going to be a little bit hard to comprehend what's happening when I start changing these because these textures are so complex. But I'll just go ahead and OK this right now and open up this file right here. So layer blend if. I'm going to cancel this out and shrink this window down a little bit. Alright. So what this says is blend if gray values. There's gray, R, G, and B. Blend if gray, and now basically what this is all saying is it's saying render the current layer if the luminance values for that layer are between 0 and 255. Now right now, because the gamut runs from 0 to 255 and you cannot be outside of it, it is therefore rendering every single pixel of this shape right here. However, oh, and it's also saying the same thing for down here. So for underlying layers, blend or render or draw, well, let's say draw the current layer for wherever the underlying layer is between 0 and 255. So because, again, the 0 to 255 is the complete gamut, this is not an issue. What you start to notice, though, is that as I drag this black little marker right here, you'll see these numbers change, but more importantly, watch over here. It starts to knock out the above layer, or the shape 1. So now what it's saying right now is that for draw the current layer, draw the shape 1 layer for every pixel where the underlying layer is between 115 and 255. Again, where the luminance value for the underlying layer is between 115 and 255. So for every place in the underlying layer that is less than 115 or greater than 255, don't draw the current layer. So we'll bring this down. Now this also works on the current layer. So don't draw the current layer if the dark value is below 23. And don't draw the current layer wherever it's brighter than 199. And that is an introduction to layer blend if. Now how's that going to work over here? So open up the bleaching layer. And what I'm going to say for the layer, for the bleaching layer right here, I'm going to not draw the bleaching layer wherever I have dark lines in these boards. So I will take the underlying layer black tab and start moving this up. And now you can see what has started to happen. I'll go ahead and move it down a little bit, let it update, move it up. So you can see the kind of darkness growing in our current overlay layer. Okay, and just for fun, just to see what we get, we'll turn this value up down here. Now it's a very white image, so I don't think too much is going to happen here. We've got a little bit going on, some spotty effects. So what we've done is we've managed to draw this bleaching layer on top of only the lighter parts of the wood beneath. And this is an excellent way to start rendering out imagery or data without doing a bunch of matte painting or a bunch of small detail work. I'll be demonstrating this again later when I create the mural, which will be placed right up here. And just to finish this off, I'm going to paint in the layer mask. So to enhance the kind of shadowed look, I will remove I'll make sure that all this bleaching really only happens down here in these areas. Also do a little painting in here as well. Maybe break this up a little bit. And if I want, if this is too strong, my kernel opacity is set to 65. Again, I can turn this down even more. Go ahead and keep that at 50% right there. And that is the end of this chapter.